Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So in today's video, I'm actually going to go through the 2019 Maths Methods Exam 2 multiple choice section for the Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, let's have a walk through this. Question 1, the maximal domain of the function with the rule f of x is... Okay, so go on your CAS and just write domain of x squared plus ln of x, comma x. That gives you from 0 to infinity. So that will be B as your answer. Next question. The diagram below shows one cycle of a circular function. The amplitude, period, range of the functions are... Okay, so if we can just draw a nice line here. So the amplitude is 3. So these are wrong. The period is from 0 to 4, so just 4. And that'll mean it's one of these. And the range is from -2 to 4. So -2 to 4. Looks like E is your answer. So yep, amplitude's 3. Period is 4 and -2 to 4. Perfect. Next question. Question 3. If x plus a is a factor of this, where a is an all-limit with the exception of 0, find the value of a. Okay, so go on your calculator and say f of x, define f of x as the function. So ax to the power on 3 minus 14x, being x squared, minus a squared times x. Okay. So we can say that when f of negative a, so it's a factor, it should equal to 0 because it's a factor. We can solve this for value of a, which gives us a equals -2 and a equals 0. But we know that a is an element all reals with the exception of 0, so only a equals -2. So B is your answer. D is your answer. Question 4, the graph of the function. Okay, f of x is this, where d is the maximal domain, has asymptotes at. Okay. Go on your calculator and just go and expand this. So 2x minus 3, 4 plus x, and it will give us a nice expression right over here. So let's write this expression. So 2 minus 11 over x plus 4. This over here, so x plus 4, we want to let it equal 0. This will give us one of our asymptotes. So x equals -4. So this is wrong, wrong, and wrong. Also, this 2 over here is your y equals 2 is another asymptote, which would give us a as your answer. You can also graph it, which is also another way you can do it. But yeah, this is what I would prefer. Consider the probability distribution for the discrete random variable shown in the table below. Okay, the value of the expected value of x is what? Okay, so let's first find the value of b. So if we add them all together, so these all will be 3b, but we're minusing 1, so it'll be 2b plus 3 on 5 plus 3b over 5. It must equal to 1, which b would equal what? So go on your calculator and just write this. So we want to say solve 2b plus 3 over 5 plus 3 times b over 5 equals 1, comma b. So b is 2 over 13. So remember, expected value of x is multiplying these and adding them all together. So this will be negative b plus b. So these will just cancel out. So it's just 3 over 5 minus b plus 3b over 5, and we just sub in b of this inside of it, and that will give us our expected value. So do this in our calculator and say 3 over 5 minus b plus 3b over 5. Okay, so we have this. Enter, and it gives us this. And we want to say, not solve, but take this, given that b is here, gives us 76 over 65. So that will be A as your answer. Yep, 76 65. Perfect. Question 6. Let f be this. The equation f of this is this. Has real solutions to what? Okay. So just let me go into Cascade and write Control N. And let's define the function. So f of x is x squared plus 1. And we know that the domain is from 0 to infinity. That's important. So, and we want to find f of x is equal to 185 over 16. And we want to solve answer for x. Gives us these two values, but you need to remember that we're only taking positive values because it's from 0 to infinity. So x must equal 3 over 2. Okay, D is your answer. Question 7. If m is this, then the value of em is what? Okay, very easy. So if we know that we want to find em, and we know m is that, it's just putting this in your calculator. This expression in your calculator. So that will equal what? So just what's e, and we're saying 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 of 2 to the x. So 2x dx. 9. So D is your answer for that one. The asymptotes linear equation this and this have infinitely many solutions. Okay, very easy. So what we're going to do is go on our cats and say determinant. We want to find the determinant of, use this over here. Okay, we want the first, like we want in terms of x and y. So, and our x for the first one is m minus 1. So m minus 1. And what's our y? 2. The second one is our x is 3 and our y is m. Pressing this, it gives us this, and we can solve this, that equal to 0, comma m. And we get two values of m, and we must double check which one's right. So let's write it in our paper. So m equals 3. Now we need to double check which ones have infinitely many solutions. For infinitely many solutions, the gradient's the same and the y-intercept's the same. So let's try the first case, which is m equals -2. Let's sub into the first equation. So it'll be 2y minus 3x equals 2, which would be 2 plus 3x, y equals 1 plus 3x on 2. That's your first one. And if we sub into the next equation, second equation, that will mean -2y plus 3x equals k. And we're saying 3x minus k equals 2y. So 3x over 2 minus k on 2 equals y. Perfect. So we can see that the gradients are the same. And for it to be infinite in solution, these must equate the y-intercept. So we can say 1 must equal to -k on 2. So that'll mean that k is equal to -2. So when m is -2, k must also equal -2. Is that right? Yep. Is there an answer for that one? M equals -2. D looks like your answer for that one. At the start of a particular week, Kim has 3 red apples, 2 green apples. She eats 1 apple every day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week. She randomly selects an apple to eat. In these 3-day period, the probability that Kim does not eat an apple of the same color of any 2 consecutive days is... So, in these 3-day period, the probability that Kim does not eat an apple of the same color on any 2 days. I'll draw a tree diagram for this, just to make it easier. So, we know that she can eat red or green apples. And, I mean, this is red or green, 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 and red or green. And at the start of the week, Kim has 3 apples. And so she has in total 5. But she has 3 red. So 3 on 5, 2 on 5. And when she eats them, it's without replacement. Because she just eats them. So this will be 1 on 4, 0 on 3. So this will be just 0. 2 on 4, 1 on 3. And what we want here is the probability that Kim does not eat an apple of the same color of any 2 consecutive days. So here, this consecutive. There's 3 consecutive days she eats an apple. That's wrong. We want when there is. What about this one over here? Well, again, there is still 2 consecutive days in RR. So this one's good. RGR because they are split. What else? So nothing else. So GRR, nope. GRG, yep. GRG, they're split. And the other ones all have consecutive days. Okay. So we want to find pretty much the probability of these 2 and add them together. All right. So we know that this will be 2 on 4 over here. We know this will be 1 3, so this will be 2 on 3. This here will be 3 over 4. This will be 1. This also would, so so this will be 2 on 3rd, so 1 on 3rd. Okay, so putting them together, probability of RGR plus probability of GRG is 3 over 4 times, so no, 3 on 5, sorry, times G, which is 2 over 4, times 2 over 3, plus 2 over 5 times 3 over 4 times 1 over 3. Okay, so adding those together, so what can we see? These 3's cancel out. So 2 times 2, 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus, these 3's cancel out. 2, 20, which is 6 over 20, which is 3 on 10. So C is the answer for question 9. Let F be the probability that density function f of x is given by this. The value of k is very easy. So, what I need, control N this. And what I will do is go and add calculator and pretty much just say, so shift plus and say from 0 to 2 over 3, the area of this whole function must equal 1, because it's probability, it's a probability distribution. So, times 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2, dx, it must equal to 1. So if we solve this, answer comma k. Negative for this is your answer. So which one? Looks like C is your answer for that one. Is that right? Yep, looks right. The function f of x is given will have an inverse, a very typical question. So just graph it and see which domain of the options will give you a 1-to-1 function. So 5x to the power of 3, oops, x to the power of 3 plus 10x squared plus 1. Okay, what can we see? Well, the first one is domains or real, absolutely not, doesn't work. Negative 2 to infinity. No. Negative infinity to a half. A half, so which is here, absolutely not. Negative infinity to negative 1. So negative infinity to negative 1. Nope. And 0 to infinity, so from here to here, yes. It's a 1-to-1 here. So choose E as your answer. The transformation T, which transforms the graph of y equals this onto the graph of this has what? Okay. What I'm going to do is first, let's try the first one. The first one's x dash is equal to half x minus 1. So if we transform this, so it'll be 2, this is your x, and if we sub that x into this, does it give you that? Let's think. Okay, if we put, no, absolutely no, it just doubles. We have a 2 here, which is, so anything that has a half, it doesn't work with. So this A, B, C. Okay, so we only have 2 options now to try. Let's try D. So let's expand it. So x dash is equal to 2x plus 1. And if we transform this, so x minus 1 all in 2 equals x. Yes. And we sub that into the function. So 2 and x dash minus 1 over 2 plus 1. These cancel out. It'll be plus 1, so x dash. Okay, perfect. That works. What about the y's? So negative y minus 3 equals y dash. So y equals negative 3 minus y dash. And if we put that y in here, for example, what happens? Well, we're saying negative 3 minus y dash is equal to negative, let's say x minus 3. So it'll be 3 minus y root x plus 3. And these three cancel, oh, that's supposed to be a plus, yeah? These three cancel out, so y equals root x. Yes, works perfectly. D is your answer. Alright, the graph of f of x, this has exactly 2 standard points, 4. Very easy, just probably use the discriminant for this. So, go on your calculator and just say, find the derivative of this function, so x to the power 3 minus 6 times b minus 2 times x squared plus 18x plus 6. So it will give you this. Have I written it right? Perfect. Okay, so we've got this. Now what we need to do is find a discriminant of this over here, this quadratic, where it's greater than 0. So we want to solve b squared. Our b squared, this inside the function here. Put it over here. So we want to square it. Minus 4, our a value is 3. C value is 18. Okay. And we want this to be all greater than 0. Comma b. And we get these two over here, which means, which one would it be? Only E looks right. Perfect. Question 14. If 2 log ex minus log x plus 2 equals log ey, then x is equal to what? Very nice and easy. Just solve in your calculator. So right, just solve. 2. I'm going to do it quick by writing natural log x minus natural log of x plus 2 is equal to natural log of y. And we want to solve for y. And we... Oh, what did I do? Oh, no, solve for x. Okay, solve for x. So we take this and put for x. And we get... Okay, we get 2. Okay. Is there any domain that we need to restrict? Okay. Really, if you look at the... Okay, if you look at log over here, like it says log ey, we know that any side of log, inside this log, it must be positive. So y must be greater than 0. So, what does that mean? Well, it means it cannot be the first one, because if you look at here, y is less than 0. Well, this whole thing, yeah, this whole thing is probably negatives, but we only look at the positive, which is over here. Have a look over here. This is your answer. Yeah, just this one over here. Which one would it be? So y plus y squared plus 8y. Looks A is your answer. A lot of students would pick B because it looks right, but the problem is you are taking the negative, which we don't want to take, because y must be greater than 0 because it's inside a log. The area bounded by the graph of f of x, the line x equals 2, the line equals 8, and the x-axis is shaded in the diagram, is this. The value of this is what? Well, okay, it's been translated 2 units to the right, which again, a translation does not change the area, so that does no effect. But the 3 over here, it does change it. Like we have a dilation by a factor of 3 parallel to the y-axis. So this area here gets multiplied by 3. So what's 3 times 3 log E13? It is just 9 log E13. Which means that B is your answer. Okay. Part of the graph of y equals f of x and y equals g of x is shown. Corresponding graph of what's g of f of x. Okay, I'm going to do this quick. There's a quick method. It's just, these are basic graphs. Well, let's just say this equation f of x is what? Let's say it's x minus 2 squared plus 3. And let's say that g of x is a negative 1 over x. Yep, because it's a negative hyperbola. So that's pretty much what we can do is, let's say control n this. And just pretty much put them, let's define them. So f of x as x minus 2 squared plus 3. And g of x is negative 1 on x. Yep, and we want to do is we want to find g f of x. So we get this, and let's copy this, go over here and paste it. What graph does this look like? Okay, it looks like this. It's not A or B or C or D. It looks like E is your answer for that one. Looks similar to E. Perfect. The graph of the function g is obtained from the graph of f with the rule of f of x. So the graph of the function g is obtained from the graph of f, okay? By dilate, okay, so there's transformations that's happening. So the first one is by dilation by a factor of 4 from the y-axis, which is the same as parallel to the x-axis. So what we can say is this f, we're putting pi on 4x on it. A dilation by a factor of 4 over 3 from the x-axis, which is the same as parallel to the y-axis. So if we multiply by 4 on 3, a reflection in the y-axis. So if we're reflecting the y-axis, this inside will become negative pi over 4x. And a translation of 3 over 2 units in the positive y direction. So plus 3 on 2. Okay. Let's define this function and put those transformations in this. Try to find the range and the period of the function. Okay. So let's control and this. And okay, define f of x as cos x minus 3 over 8, minus 3 on 8. And we're trying to, okay, so we said 4 over 3 times f of x, no, f of negative pi times x over 4 plus 3 over 2. And we get this. Okay, so your period is 2 pi over 4, which is 8. So this is your period. Let's look at the answers here. Your period is 8. So it's not E, C, or A. And your range, if you look in the function, your range is 1 minus 4 over 3. So 1 minus 4 over 3 and 1 plus 4 over 3. So negative 1 over 3 to 7 over 3. Negative 1 over 3 to 7 over 3. B is your only answer for that one. Okay, cool. Part of the graph of the function f, where f is shown below, it intersects the axis at the point of A and B. Okay, the line segment that joins A and B is also shown. The area of the shaded region is what? Okay, not too bad. So let's just try to find the equation of this line. And let's say f of x minus this function so we can get the inside function's area. So let's do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to define, okay, control N this, define f of x. So f of x as 8 minus 2 to the power of x minus 1. And let's find the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is here. This is your y-intercept. And let's find our x-intercept. So solve f of x equals 0, comma x. So, okay, we have those and let's label them. So we're saying that this is 4 on 0. And this one over here is 15 on 2, 0. So we know those. Let's find the gradient of this segment. So it will be 0 minus, so, or what, sorry, I've labeled this wrong. It's 0, 15 on 2, so it'll be 0 minus 15 over 2. 4 minus 0. Okay, so we get this. This is your gradient. Now, we can say that y minus 0 equals your gradient times x minus 4 And okay, so we have this equation, which is good. Now what we can do is we want to find the area from 0 to 4 of first the f of x minus this function over here. Yep, let me just put that like that. Dx, and that gives you this over here, so that's your answer. Which one does this look similar to? 17 minus 15, 2 log e, 2. B is your answer for that one. Okay. A random sample of computer users was surveyed about whether the users had played a particular computer game. An approximate 95% confidence interval for the proportion of computer users who had played this game was calculated from this random sample to be this. Okay, the number of computer users in the sample is closest to what? So we want to find n. Okay, and we don't know what p is, but that's no worries because we can use two simultaneous equations to find p and n, but we only want to find n. So what we can do is, we know that this first one is 0.6668 is equal to what? It's p minus your z, which in this case is 1.96 if I'm not mistaken for 95% confidence interval. So it'll be times p0 1 minus p0 over n. So that's your first simultaneous equation, and the other one is p0 plus 1.96 square root p0 1 minus p0 over n. That's your second equation. So putting these and in your simultaneous equation, solving them should give you the answer. So go on menu, go on algebra, solve systems equations, and our variables are n and p. Alright, so the first one, 0.6668 equals p minus 1.96 times the square root of p times 1 minus p on n. Copy this whole thing again and just change some stuff. So put a plus here and change this to 8147, and we get n is 135. So 135. So C is your answer. So question 20, let f of x equal this and let g be the inverse of f. Okay. Given that f of 0 is equal to 1, what is the value of g dash of 1? Let's try to do this in calculator. Let's try to do this in calculator. So control N this. So let's define f of x first. So f of x is a times x plus b to the power of 5. And so we know that g is the inverse. So to get g, so how do you find the inverse? So we can solve f of y equals x comma y. So here is our inverse. So this is our g. And what we can do is find g dash by putting this over here. That's your g dash of x. And now we just want to find g dash of 1. So when x equals 1, which is 1 over 5a. Well, it looks like C is your answer for that one. Wow, that was very easy for question 20. Especially the last questions are supposed to be hard, but yeah, the multiple choice section for this exam was quite easy. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I will check my answers. I may have got some wrong, so I will check my answers after the video. I hope I got them right. Not too sure. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.